विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. Welcome all of you to our daily Bhagavad Gita reading session. We are reading Bhagavad Gita as it is by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. We have read until verse 2.3. Today, I think we have not finished the purport. We will read the purport today. But before that, what's all happening here? Let's have a quick recap. So, in chapter 1, Arjuna have described all his four doubts, and after that he conveyed his deep desire not to fight, because he was overwhelmed with compassion and he has lost his composure. Visrajya sasaram chapam soka sambhignavanansa. With lamentation, he cast aside his bow and sat down in the chariot and told Krishna that I will not fight anymore. That's how chapter 1 ended, and chapter 2 begins. And chapter 2, we saw that it has 4 sections. In the first section, again, Arjuna will give his 5th reasonings. So that is how he is indecisive. Even though he has come up with all his logical arguments, but still he thinks that at last it is inadequate. So he doesn't know what is the right things to do. He is confused. So in the first section, he will further elaborate. And it will end in surrendering to Krishna. Then chapter 2, in the section 2, Krishna is speaking like a guru. Krishna, like a guru, instruct disciple. In that way, now the role is shifted. Okay, he's no more talking like a friend. Okay, he is now instructing like a guru. First, he enlightened Arjuna with Atma Jnana, with the knowledge of body and soul. So this he does in 2.11 to 2.30, because Arjuna should first know what is his real identity. And in that platform of Atma Jnana, so rest sections are the applications of that. Okay. So in the third section, he describes Arjuna, why you think you will not enjoy while fighting. So this section he talks about the sakama karma, okay, karma kanda. And then in the fourth section he talks about niskama karma yoga or buddhi yoga. So if Arjuna, you will work without any expectation of result, that's the recommended way for you. By that you will not incur any reactions. So basically in this section he is refuting all the logical arguments what Arjuna has presented one after other. Then in the very last section, 5th section, Arjuna wanted to know the characteristics of such persons who are fixed in Krishna consciousness or who are already practicing Niskama Karma Yoga. Those people who are fixed in one-pointed intelligence, that is Sthita Prajna. Such wise person's quality has been described section 5 from 54 to 72. Okay, so let us go to our verse number 2.3. We will read the purport. What this verse says? Klebhyam ma smagamaha partha naityattvaya upapadyate shudram hridayadarbalyam tyakto tishtha parantapa. O parantapa, O Arjuna, O chastiser of enemy, O afflictor of the enemies, O parantapa, tyaktva, give up. Okay. What to tyaktva? Tyaktva hridayadaurvalyam. Shudram hridayadaurvalyam. This petty weakness of the heart, O Arjuna, please give it up. Utistha, and rise up and prepare for the war. Why? Have you gone importance? Okay. Like klebhyam mas magamaha. Klebhyam comes from kleva. You know, kleva is the root word. Kleva means the neuter or eunuch. To a kshatriya, addressing him like a eunuch is like boiling his blood. You know. So Krishna is chastising heavily here. Have you gone? Have you become a importance? You know, why are you behaving like an eunuch? Do not become a coward. Why this is not befitting you? You are Partha. You are the dear son of Pritha. Pritha, she belongs to a reputed Kshatriya family who are renowned warriors. So have you forgotten your identity as son of Pritha, who is sister of my father Vasudeva? In that way, I am also related to you. And you are telling that you are not going to fight. Have you gone cowardice? Na etattvaya upapadyate. This is not befitting you, Arjuna. And we also discussed why Krishna is beginning with chastisement, because you see, Krishna has earned that. There is so much deepness in their friendships. There is a good amount of investment gone in that relationship. And you see, in the throughout the first chapter, Krishna has not spoken a single word. He was very much, affectionately listening to Arjuna, empathizing him, and really understanding what he is going through. Then sometimes this chastisement is also required. Here, there is no question of misunderstanding by Arjuna. Arjuna is not reverting back to Krishna. Oh, why you are telling me importance like this? Yeah? So Arjuna's natural reaction will be, surrender. So Krishna knows, okay, what kind of speech is, required in what kind of situation. Okay. So here, yeah, but for us, yes, so I was thinking of this example, like mother and father, sometimes they also chastise heavily their son and daughter. Okay, why? Because for their goodness. So similarly, Krishna is doing here to Arjuna. But for us, we should be very careful in our talking. We should give importance to 17.15, like Anudvega Karamakyam Satyam Priyam Hitam Chayat, Swadhyaya Vasanam Chayva Bangmayam Tapauchyate. The austerity of the speech lies, what Krishna says there is the Anudvega Karamakyam. You should not agitate anyone. You should be very careful about your speech, that you should talk in a pleasing voice. Okay, good. So let's see what is written in purport. Arjuna was addressed as the son of Pritha, who happened to be the sister of Krishna's father Vasudeva. Therefore, Arjuna had a blood relationship with Krishna. If the son of a Kshatriya declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in name only. Krishna will further speak in 4th chapter, Chaturvarna Maya Sustam Guna Karma Vivagasa. Basically, these 4 Varnas, Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, and Brahmana, are in fact laid down by me only. I have made this division in the society. Why? How? In terms of their guna and karma activities, by their qualities and activities. It is not that one who inherits that family, he will be by naturally become Kshatriya. Of course, that privilege is there, but then he has to imbibe that qualities and activities. Otherwise, how come he become a Kshatriya or Vaishya or Brahmana or Shudra? So, guna karma. According to the qualities and activities, somebody can be called or labeled in that particular varna. It is not that by birth you have got the right to be called Kshatriya or Brahmana, Vaishya or Shudra. No. Then why these divisions are Krishna has done? Because as per our psychophysical nature, we generally have a swabhava. We are inclined to one particular thing. So if we put in that, then we can really excel in that field. So similarly, some people are fond of intellectual readings and discussions and teaching. So they naturally become Brahmana, and if they put in that field and if they do that activities, then their inner self will be more satisfied and they can really do good to the society. By that, they can also make spiritual advancement. So these varnas are for making the spiritual advancement only. A Sudra doing his role of Sudra or service to the society, he also will be purified and advance in the spiritual life. Okay. Maybe next life, he might promote it to the higher varnas. Okay. By doing that activities, his soul will be purified and the higher natures will be manifested in coming time. Okay. Maybe in the next life, a Shudra might be promoted to a Vaishya or Kshatriya, or at last to a Brahmana, or straight away from the Shudra, he can attain liberation. There is no any. That depends on the level of spiritual practice or spiritual advancement he could do in his present life. So this is like that. And you see, a society to function, you need a variety of kind of people. Otherwise, if everybody will become Brahmana, then how they will be fed, because a Shudra, a Vaishya, he basically do all this farming by taking the help of Shudra, and then really, ensure the food supply is there for the society. But then we should not, someone should not put this false argument, oh, why should we read Bhagavad Gita? Why should we do that? If everybody will do that, then how come, sometimes this businessman gives this kind of false arguments, if everybody will be taken to this, then how society will function? That can never happen. Everybody cannot be taken into to one particular role. Okay, so these kind of arguments, if somebody gives, then basically this is a false. That basically he's using these arguments just to escape. Just to escape, because Krishna will speak that Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschit Yatati Siddhaye. Out of many population, there are very few who will endeavor for this perfection. So that can never happen. So whoever is giving these arguments, basically he is utilizing this as a escape route. Okay, let's come back to purport. If the son of a Kshatriya declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in name only. And if the son of Brahmana acts impiously, he is a Brahmana in name only. Such Kshatriyas and Brahmanas are unworthy sons of their fathers. Therefore, Krishna did not want Arjuna to become an unworthy son of a Kshatriya. Being a Kshatriya, it's duty to fight. If Arjuna will decline to fight, then he will be infamous. People will talk bad about him. He will no more be a worthy son of Kshatriya. He becomes anarthi. Arjuna was the most intimate friend of Krishna. Arjuna was the most intimate friend of Krishna, and Krishna was directly guiding him on the chariot. But in spite of all these credits, if Arjuna abandoned the battle, he would be committing an infamous act. You see, like the World Cup match is going to begin. And it's the final match. And team has done all the preparations all throughout, and now they made up to the final match. So similarly, this is also such situation, after so many of years of preparation, now both sides are going for a war, and for Pandava or Arjuna especially, this is a very crucial moment. And think of in the other side, like we are taking example, now a final match is going to be played, and let it be a cricket final match and World Cup match, and Virat Kohli being the captain of one side, one of the prominent player, he shares his desire or thoughts with the coach that, oh, I am no more I'm no more feeling like good to play or participate in the match. I will not go for toss. You see, the whole world is watching this, and many fans, are there in the stadium to watch the cricket match, and there this things is happening in the green room. So how the coach will feel, how the team management will feel. In the similar way, here Krishna, who is the supreme most capable person or supreme most capable warrior of that time, he himself is guiding. The best of the person is guiding the best of the warrior. Arjuna, at that time, he was uncontested warrior. He has won lot of accolades. He has won Pasupatastra from Shivji. He has defeated Indra and impressed him, and he also won chariot, special chariot from Agnidev. Many such means in all the three worlds, his fame has spreaded in all over three worlds. He is not famous in just Hastinapur. So Krishna is talking here, oh, by committing this act, this is such infamous act. You will be very infamous. All your fame will destroy. All your fame will be destroyed. Therefore, Krishna said that such an attitude in Arjuna did not fit did not fit his personality. Arjuna might argue that he could give up the battle on the grounds of his magnanimous attitude for the most respectable Bhishma and his relatives. But Krishna considered that sort of magnanimity mere weakness of heart. Such false magnanimity was not approved by any authority. Therefore, such magnanimity or so-called non-violence should be given up by persons like Arjuna under the direct guidance of Krishna. So, Arjuna is giving these arguments, Ma himsyat sarva bhutani, according to the injunctions of the Dharma Shastra. We should be compassionate towards all living entity. We should follow the path of ahimsa. So basically, this is a magnanimous attitude, showing compassion to every being. Here, Bhishma and other relatives, they are very dear to Arjuna. So because of his magnanimous attitude, I am withdrawing from the battle. Why do you say so, Krishna? Krishna is telling, this magnanimous attitude, this is really false. This is merely a weakness of heart only. This is Hyudram Hrudaya Daruvalyam. This is mere weakness of heart. You are seeing, but actually you are not able to see. You are blinded. You are not able to see. I will now illuminate you in coming verses, what is the real thing, what you really should see. I will clear your vision. Here Krishna tells that such magnanimity is so-called violence, so-called non-violence, sorry. This non-violence is so-called non-violence because non-violence has his utility also. Like, for example, a state of the court is the head of the court, the judge, is awarding somebody, the punishment of death to some criminal. Maybe he has done some heinous act, he needs to be punished, and he is giving him the punishment of death. So is it not good? Why does he do so? It's surely an act of non-violence, but this act of non-violence is used here to establish the law and order in the society. Sometimes this non-violence is required, to re-establish the law and order in the society. So similarly, why do you think that, means here, this non-violence, what you are telling, this is a so-called non-violence? Because you see, who are the other side? Who are in the other side? They might be your relative, but they are adharmic. Duryodhan in a adharmic ground. You see, Arjuna, you have done, you have given all the proposals, all the possible options. You have merely compromised to shrink your demand to only 5 villages. What else Duryodhan will, even though he will give 5 villages, nothing will fall short to him. Because Hastinapur means at this time he is the Raja Chakravarti. He is the great ruler of almost the entire Bharatvarsha. Because the ruler of the Hastinapur is more powerful, and everybody will make ally to this. So just giving 5 villages, nothing will fall short to Duryodhana. So you have made all your compromise, but in spite of that, he has not agreed to the proposal. So that means the war is caused by him. War is now certain because of Duryodhana's attitude. You have done everything to avoid the war. Even I personally went as a peace messenger. Who could be more convincing than Krishna at this situation? You see, Krishna himself has. So whatever is humanly possible and divinely possible has already been tried. It's not that everybody is willingly participating in the war. No. But now you see, Duryodhan has rejected this peace proposal and offended me. And war is inevitable now. And in spite of that, if you tell that you are not going to fight, then it will be an act of cowardice. It is not an act of magnanimity. This kind of non-violence is so-called non-violence. Okay, so thank you all very much. So time is up now. So we'll stop here, and tomorrow we will take the discussions forward from verse number 2.4. Thank you all very much for your enthusiastic participation. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.